Some weapons don't just win battles, they break the rules of what should even be possible. A ship that shakes the ocean when it fires. A plane that outran every missile sent at it. Here are 5 machines that redefined what modern warfare looks like.
Each shell fired by this battleship weighs as much as a small car. The Iowa-class guns could launch a 2,700-pound shell over 20 miles and still hit a target the size of a house. The recoil from a single shot could be felt through the entire hull. Firing all 9 guns at once could actually push the ship sideways in the water. This wasn't just a warship, it was an earthquake with a rudder. These battleships were built in the 1940s, but they weren't retired until the 1990s, modernized with cruise missiles alongside guns designed before World War II even started. Half a century of service, because nothing else could match that firepower.
Enemy missiles were fired at this aircraft over 4,000 times. Not one ever hit it. The SR-71 didn't dodge missiles, it simply outran them, cruising at over 2,200 miles per hour. When a missile launch was detected, the pilot's response wasn't evasive maneuvers, it was to accelerate. The fastest plane ever built never needed to fight back. Pilots wore pressurized suits almost identical to what astronauts used, because at that altitude, a cockpit breach meant the blood in your body would boil within seconds. This wasn't just an aircraft, it was flown at the edge of space. The M1 Abrams doesn't run on a diesel engine, it runs on a jet turbine. That's why it can hit speeds most tanks only dream of. But that power comes at a brutal cost. This tank burns nearly a gallon of fuel every single mile. A full tank empties in hours, not days. The US military built the most powerful tank on Earth, and one of the thirstiest machines ever made. To keep it running, the US military built an entire supply chain around one job, getting fuel to tanks faster than the enemy could react. In some deployments, fuel convoys became bigger targets than the tanks themselves. The Apache's cannon doesn't aim where the pilot points the helicopter. It aims wherever the pilot's eyes look. A sensor in the helmet tracks eye movement, and the 30mm gun follows automatically, in real time. Look left, the gun turns left. Look down, it fires down. The pilot doesn't aim the weapon. The pilot's eyes are the weapon. This system took over a decade to perfect. Early versions caused pilots motion sickness because the brain struggled to process gunfire happening wherever they simply glanced. Now, it's standard equipment on attack helicopters worldwide. In 1941, German tank crews faced something they weren't prepared for. The T-34's armor was sloped so effectively, German engineers copied the design almost immediately. But the real genius wasn't the armor, it was the cost. Over 84,000 units were built, far faster than Germany could match. Quantity, it turned out, had a quality of its own. Even today, T-34 hulls occasionally surface, pulled from rivers and swamps across Eastern Europe over 80 years after they were built. Some still run. 5 machines. 5 moments that changed what war looks like. If you want the full 30-second breakdown on any of these, check the channel. New videos daily.